How many dangerous people do you come in contact with in your everyday life? In this video, I'm going to share with you 3 types of people that are very dangerous to have around you. Some cues, how to identify them, and steps that you can take that will keep you safe. Remember to respect all people. Doesn't matter who they are or what's going on at the time. We're all human beings and we all deserve respect. But also remember that trust is another thing altogether. Trust is earned. And we have to keep that in mind when we're in the business of running through our daily lives. Now, before I get started, I want you to share this video with friends and family and anybody that you think may benefit from this information. And after you watch the video, if you found value in it at all, go ahead and click like. And I also want you to leave in the comments your additions to this list. There are thousands of people that you run into in your daily life that are dangerous, and this is only 3. So I really appreciate it. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. First is the person that has nothing to lose. Now, these may be homeless people. These may be somebody who just lost a long-term job due to a layoff he wasn't expecting. Maybe a person came home and his family was gone because his wife had left him and taken the children. Point is, this person doesn't feel like they have anything left to lose. And prison might even be helpful for some of these people. So we want to try to avoid them as much as we can. And unless you have a long-term relationship with them, it's best to avoid them. The cues are fairly simple for this. Person might be taking risky activities without any kind of thought to the consequence. They may have stopped making plans for the future. If you know this person, you may pick up on this. They may make statements like, "What do I care? It just doesn't matter anymore." Or, "Life is just hopeless. I'm done with it." You should stay away from these people if you can. You don't want to give them the opportunity if they want to cause harm. You have to remember that some of these people may want to be in prison. They may want to get free meals and free shelter. Maybe winter's coming. We just don't know. We don't know what's in these people's minds. So we really need to respect their distance and not trust them so much. The second type of person that we run into every day is people that are from I want to be careful with this because this can be a sensitive subject. But it's people who come from a context of violence. The majority of us grew up and have lived in relatively non-violent conditions. Other people from other cultures, and this isn't racist, this isn't xenophobic or anything, because I can tell you that there are plenty of white Americans that still have the same issue, or it's not really an issue. But people that came up and are used to violent surroundings with completely different social norms than us can be harmful to us. And we have to be very careful of them while respecting them. In this, I'm going to give you an example here. I was a brand new private at my first duty assignment. I was at Fort Benning, Georgia. And we were in the barracks. I was in the barracks with my roommate, and he was from Hancock, Maryland, which is in the Appalachian Mountains. He was Came up poor. I'm not sure he knew what shoes were when he got there. And we were just having a discussion. We weren't arguing, we weren't debating or anything. And I just wanted to agree with what he was saying, and without agreeing, I just went like that, just a nod. He took that as disrespect. Just like I had just given him the finger, and I found myself on the floor. And I still have a chipped tooth to this day from that event. And I learned a valuable lesson about social context. But today we have more and more and more of this that we're exposed to. Think about just the normal things that you run into every day. What is going to trigger somebody to be violent? What is it that you can do that will show them disrespect? And you have to be very careful about that. And one of the things that I like to say is that when you're acknowledging somebody, you nod. But you nod like this. You look them in the eyes so that they know they've been observed, and then you nod. Nod with your head down. Don't put your head up like that. That's in some cultures seen as arrogance or disrespect. You don't want to do that. So, now also, think about even in maybe not everyday life, but people that are in certain motorcycle clubs. You can call them gangs if you want, but motorcycle clubs. They live in a completely different environment or different subculture that has completely different norms. We have to treat them differently. And you can avoid people, or you can just acknowledge their presence, but you want to stay away from them if you can. And you definitely want to stay away from things that you don't understand, that you don't know this person, you don't know their cultural background, you don't know if they're from a place where just punching somebody in the face and taking their money is pretty normal, or other things that are much worse than that we don't necessarily want to discuss right now. So let's go ahead and avoid that if we can. The next one is people that are easily triggered. We live in very stressful times. People may not even know how they're going to be able to feed their family next month, or how they're going to pay their mortgage, how they're going to afford groceries and prescriptions. Some people, especially now, may have experienced great loss in endless wars and endless deployments. These people all deserve a lot of our respect. But remember that respect is granted, trust is earned. Just because you may like somebody, behavior, if it cannot be trusted, it just can't be trusted. Cues for these people, they may overreact to tiny issues. They may tense up their hands and tense up their body during the waits in lines at the grocery store. They may use verbal cues like, I'm just tired of this, or I can't handle this anymore. I know my family has accused me of having some of these issues. Now you want to give these people space. Don't try to interact with them and calm them down. That's not going to work. You want to avoid triggering them any more than they're already triggered. And you don't know what that trigger is going to be. If somebody's very, very, very stressed out, even a look on your face or your body language, if you're starting to look a little antsy and shuffling from foot to foot, or just even reaching in your pocket to grab your wallet can be a trigger. Somebody might be worried that you're going to pull a knife on them and cut them or something. So it's best to avoid these situations. Most times if you wait, the person will leave the situation. They'll just leave on their own. And if they keep pressing the matter, let's say that they're like at a grocery store and they're giving the cashier a hard time, then maybe you just leave. Get out of the situation before it gets any worse. So there you have it, folks. 3 people that you want to avoid in your day-to-day life that we all come in contact with. So I hope you got something from this video, and that's all I've got for today. Stay safe.